What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning into this episode of Undercover Vikings. Now, I know it took me a while to film a review of episode 3 for season 5, but it was just so hard. Like, after watching it, I was kind of like in a stunned silence, seeing all that took place. I didn't know if I could really give like my point of view or a generic point of view based on what happened in the episode, because Ivar, like, every time I think he's taking it to another level, he keeps going. Like, I mean, he just keeps pushing the boundaries and keeps, like, just doing crazy crap. So Ivar, honestly, I think that all that yelling he did sitting on the pavement was just a mark for death. I mean, if the bishop was there in that moment, he would have been dead, because the bishop would have just shot him straight in the heart. I don't think the bishop would have cared with all that yelling, like, you can't kill me and all that stuff. But all the other soldiers were stunned silent. Now, I think Ubbe found that as his advantage to show, like, you can't do anything because you're on the floor. But here I am. I'm going to come in and save the day. But in the long run, he ends up hurting himself. He made his bed, he had to lay in it. He did exactly what Ragnar would have done, which probably would have worked in the past, to try to negotiate for peace. But I think everyone knew and agreed with Ivar that this is not the kind of people that you can do that with. Now, in Ubbe's defense, we are seeing everything on both sides, but as for Ubbe, he's only getting to see things from one side. So he has his father's spirit and he lives up to it. So I feel bad, but you know, it had to happen, and now they're separated, and Fitzer staying with his brother actually works in the long run, especially since he was in that, you know, like, unsure moment. If I was Ubbe, I would have looked right at Fitzer and I would have said, you know what, stay with him and protect him. At least I wouldn't look like he abandoned me, you know. But Ubbe just stared there in stunned silence, and of course he looked like he was abandoned. Now, looking at the promos, we see Fitzer did it for another reason. He didn't want to be Ubbe's lapdog anymore. But, you know, Ivar still takes it to another level. And so, now there wasn't much to talk about when it comes to Bjorn, but him talking with fine hair, it was basically simple stuff. Now, moving on to Astrid and King Harold and Lagertha. Now, it looks like Astrid is still being faithful and loyal to Lagertha, but in the end, we really don't know, like, what's going to happen. She really might turn the pages, but right now, I mean, King Harold is really, like, giving her a long leash, because the fact that she punched him and he didn't do anything is interesting. But I think he has bigger plans for her than she can even imagine. And then going on to Floki, like, that was some crazy stuff with Floki. I don't even know, like, I don't even dabble in that stuff right there. All the bees coming out of the lady's mouth, him essentially dying and coming back to life, and now he's living with the gods on this mountain. Like, that's all beyond me. I wish Floki the best, but I know that he is on his path and way to, I guess, becoming the seer. So I think this dying and coming back to life might be a sign of his never-ending ability to die, if you understand what I mean. Like, he's going to, kind of like the seer's cursed with everlasting life, kind of, until he's replaced. So I think now Floki's going to take that role, and him dying essentially means that that's the role that he's finally becoming. But the episode was crazy. It's nothing like the beginning. Ragnar is definitely missed, no matter how you look at it. Yes, the show is completely different now. Before, the whole idea of the show was to show that, yeah, they're Vikings, they pillage, they raid, they rape, but at the end of the day, they're people. They have a heart. They want to, you know, they have family and stuff, and that's what Ragnar promoted. Now it just seems like, you know, that heathen army is just wanting to kill everybody. And I want you guys to think about something. The fact that they are on English soil, and Ivar wants to stay there and constantly fight. I mean, how do you replenish your men? You have to send people back to get more people, but being that the soldiers that stay behind are under Lagertha's rule, where's Ivar going to get all these other soldiers that he's going to need to replace the ones that are dying? That's what I want to understand. At least the English soldiers are on their own soil. They can always get more reinforcements. But where is Ivar going to get his reinforcements from? Where is he going to get his leadership from? I mean, more people from? I don't know. You let me know in the comments below. I can't wait till next week's episode. Bye.